Continuing with our session on myocardial infarction, today we will discuss the complications of MI. We will discuss the complications of MI using a mnemonic ACT rapid. Starting with A for arrhythmia. The most common arrhythmia within the first hour is ventricular fibrillation. And the most common MI after 1 hour is the supraventricular tachycardia. So SVT is after 1 hour and ventricular fibrillation is for less than 1 hour. C stands for contractile dysfunction. अगर contractility ही dysfunction हो जाएगी तो it will lead to what? Cardiogenic shock. This is the second complication. The third complication T stands for thrombus, that is mural thrombus. अगर cavity में thrombus होगा तो कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी अफेक्ट हो जाएगी, तो देयर विल बी एबनॉर्मेलिटी इन द कॉन्ट्रैक्टिलिटी, जिसकी वजह से स्टैसिस होगा फ्लो के अंदर, एंड दिस थ्रोम्बस कैन डैमेज द एंडोकार्डियम ऑल्सो, हिट करके एंडोकार्डियल डैमेज कर देगा, जिसकी वजह से एक्सपोजर ऑफ थ्रोम्बोजेनिक सरफेस और ज़्यादा एक्सपोजर होगा और ज़्यादा थ्रोम्बस फॉर्मेशन हो जाएगा. तो दिस इज द थर्ड कॉम्प्लिकेशन. नाउ R स्टैंड्स फॉर रप्चर, दैट इज मायोकार्डियल रप्चर. The most common site of the rupture is the rupture of ventricular free wall. Ventricular free wall. And the most common site for the free wall rupture is the anterolateral wall at the mid-ventricular level. Anterolateral wall at the mid-ventricular level. This happens most frequently 3 to 7 days after the MI. And the least common site of rupture is the papillary muscle rupture. Papillary muscle rupture is the least common site. Ventricular free wall rupture, that is at the anterolateral wall at the mid-ventricular level, is the most common site of rupture, which happens at 3 to 7 days after the MI. Okay. A stands for aneurysm. This is a ventricular aneurysm and this is a false aneurysm. Okay, there is a localized hematoma which is communicating with the ventricular wall, and the wall of this false aneurysm is lined by only epicardium and the adherent parietal pericardium. Okay, so this is a false ventricular aneurysm. A for aneurysm. The sixth complication, the P stands for pericarditis. Post-MI pericarditis is also known as Dressler's syndrome. Post-MI pericarditis is also known as Dressler syndrome. This is an autoimmune reaction. There is fibrinous or fibrinohemorrhagic pericarditis, which happens 2 to 3 days following a transmural infarct. So you have discussed that जो रप्चर होता है वो 3 to 7 days के बाद होता है, बट जो पेरिकार्डाइटिस है वो 2nd to 3rd day होता है फॉलोइंग अ transmural infarction, and this post-MI pericarditis is known as Dressler syndrome. I stands for infarct expansion, which is seen with anteroseptal defects. Anteroseptal defects. Next, D for dysfunction. There is papillary muscle dysfunction, which leads to post-infarct mitral regurgitation. Then the last complication could be progressive late heart failure or chronic ischemic heart disease. So these are the 9 complications post-MI. Okay, A for arrhythmia. The most common within 1 hour is ventricular fibrillation. After 1 hour is supraventricular tachycardia. C से contractile dysfunction है. अगर contractility dysfunction होगी, it will lead to cardiogenic shock. T से thrombus, mural thrombus. Then R से rupture, that is myocardial rupture. The most common site is ventricular free wall. Ventricular free wall के अंदर anterolateral wall at the mid-ventricular level. And the least common site is rupture of papillary muscle. Then A for aneurysm, which is a ventricular aneurysm, which is a false aneurysm. Then P for pericarditis, autoimmune pericarditis, that is Dressler syndrome. I say infarct expansion. D say papillary muscle dysfunction, which lead to post-infarct mitral regurgitation or progressive late. The last complication would be progressive late heart failure or chronic ischemic heart disease. So herein we finished with myocardial infarction from pathology point of view. Thank you so much.